Is it just me, or do you also feel just totally different since 2020? And I don't mean different like about the world and politics. This isn't, I'm not even talking about politics, but since the pandemic and I wasn't vaccinated, I just do not feel like the same person. Now, I did get COVID 4 times and I did have long COVID, non vaccinated long COVID. But just in my soul, like Heather, who I am in the world, moving through my life, my day to day, my normal, I just don't feel the same anymore. There's a little bit of loss of joy, but I've gotten the loss of joy back, I guess I should say, but lack of curiosity, a lack of like a whimsical feeling about life and doing things. It's sort of like nothing really has the same meaning anymore. Like I would get giddy and butterflies in the past over different things. It could be a vacation. You know, you get sparks, you get lit up by stuff. People, events, concerts. I just don't feel the same about things anymore. And I know some of you may say, oh, it's ascension, there's an awakening. I'm not even talking that metaphysical. I'm not talking politics and I'm not talking super woo-woo. But in between those two things, just me as a person, waking up every day with the same motivation and drive, and I used to just get filled up in a different way, even on my walks. It's just different. It's just changed. And I wanted to share this with you guys in case you, like me, just don't have the same level of importance, intensity, desire for stuff. Here's a great one. I used to love to shop. I used to love to have certain things, whatever was trending. I'd go to the mall, I'd find certain shoes, a handbag, whatever. I could not care less. I mean, and when I see other people, I have no desire to have what they have or be who they are. So like if somebody has the it handbag, I don't care. I'm not even paying attention to it. Does anybody else feel this way? Let me know.
You ever think about how crazy it is that when we were kids, everything felt like it meant something? Like summer nights, birthday parties, the way the world smelled like when it rained. Every little moment had weight to it. And then somewhere along the way, that life just flattened out. We traded curiosity for routine. We traded wonder for deadlines. We stopped experiencing life and just started managing it. It's like the older that we get, the more life turns into a checklist and bills and maybe next year's. Growing up is hyped up like it's this grand adventure, but most of us are stuck on autopilot, barely remembering what it is to actually feel present. Like, when's the last time that you genuinely looked around and felt something real? Like not stress, not pressure, not distraction, just wonder. Lately, I've been trying to figure out how to get that feeling back, how to stop letting every day just blur into the next. Even if Christmas never feels like 2007 again, I at least want to like feel alive again, you know? Somewhere along the way, we stopped living like human beings and started functioning like machines. And I don't know about you, but I want that feeling back.
Does anyone else feel like 2020 was the last normal year on Earth and everything changed, and then we entered another timeline that may or may not have been caused by CERN opening up a portal, and that we're living on this new timeline and we keep trying to go back to the old one, but it's totally inaccessible to us? Because same.
No, I have a serious question. Like, why don't we talk to neighbors anymore? When do we stop doing that? And I'm guilty of it as well, because like I have no interest in talking to my neighbor, but like we don't do that anymore. Like we don't know their name, they don't know your kid's name. Like I don't know, like when did that stop? Are we just no longer friendly, or is it because people are now crazy and like you don't want them in your business? But should we bring that back, or like really just keep to ourselves?
In my personal opinion, it's not people's lack of money that's causing people to not shop at retailers anymore or at the mall anymore. It's retailers themselves. So I'm not a big shopper, but today I needed to go to the store to actually look at something in person. And I went to Home Goods. I normally love Home Goods, but not anymore. So I know it's a Saturday. It's the day before Easter when most stores are closed. And I went to Home Goods, and I gotta say, I got very lucky. I got a parking space right in front of the store in a very busy shopping area that I had never been before in, I think, Sandy Springs, Georgia. And I found exactly what I wanted very quickly in a store that is always kind of jumbled. And I get to the checkout counter, and there must have been 30 people in line. And how many people, how many cashiers? One. Count them, one. And everybody in line, I think had a lot of things to do for Easter. Being in the South, that's a big thing. And people were complaining because there were plenty of people walking around the store that work there. And people complained, like, why don't you have more people at the cashiers? And this one guy said, well, what can I tell you? It's Saturday. People are shopping. And so this one person went up to the cashier, the one person that said that, and said, well, what can I tell you? Maybe you need more cashiers. And I said, you know what? I'm not waiting in this line. And I literally just dropped my stuff at the cashier's thing and said, I don't know where I got this because your store is so jumbled. I'm sorry, but here you go. And then more people followed suit and did the same thing. So retailers, you're digging your own grave. You really are.
I'm just calling it now that Best Buy will be out of business in the next 3 to 4 years. It's got to be the worst in-person retailer I've ever seen. Every single time I go, the last 5 times, nothing's in stock. A simple iPhone charger cord, not in stock. So it's like you want people to shop in person, but then the in-person stores don't have anything. So yes, I'm going to go to Amazon. I went to go get the brand new Fitbit Air. It came out 3 days ago. It's sold out, which is fine, but you would think they would have gotten more stock considering the demand. And not only that, then I asked when the next shipment's coming in. He said probably a month. So I'm going to wait a month when I can go on Amazon and get the same product in 2 days. Make it make sense, please.
I can't believe we had to be adults in the most unaffordable time in history. Like what luck is that? Every other generation got starter homes. We got starter packs for depression. Our parents were buying houses for the price of what we pay in rent now. Meanwhile, we're out here financing phones like they're real estate. Groceries, forget it. I walk into the store with $100 and leave with 2 bags of sadness and milk. Eggs cost more than my car insurance. Avocados are basically an investment property. So, and don't even talk to me about rent. Rent is just a cover charge for existing. Like you're paying over $2,000 a month for the privilege of living in a box with suspicious plumbing. Utilities out of control, internet, forget it. Health insurance. This is an extortion racket. You can't even get sick. But being alive is already too expensive. We really got dealt the worst hand. We were told work hard and you'll have stability. Nah, we worked hard and we got, Spotify Premium, 3 streaming services and trauma. So, other generations got the American dream. We got the American receipt.
Bro, ain't shit been funny since I turned 20. Like, I swear to God, I want to go back to being a fucking kid so bad. Like, ooh. Bro, like, what the fuck? Like,
is anyone out there struggling with loneliness? I feel like it's just me, but it's like I can't be the only one struggling with it, It's such a reality of admitting that I am so lonely. Admitting there's literally not one person in my life right now that knows about what's going on in my life. That's the reality. I have nobody that I can call me oh, I had the worst day. They don't know. No one knows. And I've tried to do so much introspective work, working on myself and seeing what is wrong with me that no one wants to be my friend or whatever, you know. And I think it's just me. Like, I don't know. Because everyone's going to come on the internet and say, like, you're toxic, like, there's something you're doing wrong. And maybe there is, but, like, I don't know what it is, you know? I would fix it. And I'm not... I know that if I was in a different country, it would be so much better. Because just America is just such an individualistic society. And everyone lives on their own, in their own little cubicle, in their own little box. And I'm not built that way. I am not built to live in a box in my own world. I'm built to like live in a community and raise kids together and nurture each other, and it's just not the world that I live in. And it's really lonely. I will admit it's very lonely. And it's just been something on my mind for a while. Like, I reach out, I try to make connections. I try, and for whatever reason, I just can't. I can't, like, there's nobody, and I don't know. I can't be the only one. I have to believe that there's other people struggling with this. And part of me is like, I don't even want to complain, because like I have, in every other facet of my life, it is so full. I love my career. I love my family. I love my kids so much. My kids are my world. And yet there's just like this part of me that's so lonely. I just want connection so bad. And for whatever reason, I can't get it. And I don't know how. And that's how I'm feeling today.
Does anybody have like any life advice for what you're supposed to do when you're just like genuinely unhappy with like everything in your life? You don't like your job. You're just working because you have to live. You don't really have any friends, like IRL friends. You have online friends, but not really an IRL friend, so you don't really have anybody you can like hang out with. And you just like all these tasks like keep piling up around you, and you're just like more overwhelmed by the second, and you just don't know what you're supposed to do, because you had like one thing that was like bringing you a little bit of happiness, and now it's gone, so now you have nothing. And you're just neglecting your life and yourself, your self-care, and just, I don't know. Any advice would be appreciated. Thanks.
Yeah, I miss the good old days when the bills had my parents' name on them.
In this story, one thing become clear. People aren't all describing the same event, but many are describing the same feelings. Some are talking about their finances, others misses the sense of community they once had. Some feel that everyday routine has become more stressful, while others says the future feels less certain than they expected. That doesn't mean every American share this experience, and it doesn't mean the country is moving in only one direction. Across the nation, many people are thriving, building businesses, raising families, and finding new opportunities. But this video reminds us that another conversation is taking place at the same time, one centered on change, uncertainty, and adaptation. Perhaps that's why this story resonates with so many viewers. They are not just about groceries, neighborhood, or job. They are about how people experience daily life and how those experiences shape their hope for the future. Whether this change are temporary or part of a longer transformation is becoming history we answer. But for now, millions of Americans are trying to understand the same question. Why does every day feel so different? Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.